Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to VR Dutches. Today we are going to demonstrate the physics behind the Capsulorhexis using Cystotome. First law which I learned from DrRasha Mossa, don't think about Capsulorhexis as a circle, think of it like a square. And we are going now to demonstrate it in a real time step by step. As you can see, after the initiation of the flap, you follow the movement like you are drawing a square. So you start moving downward and then direct straight movement to the next side. And after reaching each angle, you switch to a direct straight movement to the next side. And this to be repeated after each corner. And with every step, you respect that you have to do a tiny, small movement, respecting the straight line you are following with each side. So again, after reaching the angle, you follow a direct straight movement, catching up with the last side to finish the Capsulorhexis. And here, what would happen if you think of it like a circle? You will always try to bring the flap towards the center of the eye with direct rotation to the center, and this will definitely end up with a very small axis. And let's see now the second rule. AC is a 3D room, and you can move within it side by side without the need to push the wall or the wound or compress the cornea. So here you can see how we can change the angle of the cystotome without pushing the wall of the incision, and it's demonstrated in the side recording. The surgeon is moving the cystotome freely within the incision without pushing the wall. So what will happen if you don't change the angle and follow the rule? You will end up trying to push the wall of the incision with a very strict movement, collapsing the AC with no significant effect at the end. The third rule is the seesaw lever, where the incision acts like a fulcrum and the tool is the lever. And this one I learned from my father, dear Dr. Ahmed Tawfik. Once you need to reach a posterior position, you need to elevate your hand from outside, and this works for every instrument inside the eye. And this is demonstrated on the side video. And here is a sample animation for how it works. So what will happen if you don't follow this rule? You are going to press too much on the wound, collapsing the AC, corrugating the cornea with too much ineffective force applied. That you can see in the demonstration on the left side. Here you can see how the cornea is corrugating, visco is going out with no effective action at the end because the doctor is pressing on the wound. And this is a simple animation on how the wound is getting wider and the cornea distort. The next rule is Newton's law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So once you are moving along the surface of the anterior capsule in one direction, the reaction will be on the opposite direction with the same amount of force. So you can see on the left side how the action on the anterior capsule results in a nice continuous and circular shearing movement on the opposite side. And on the right side of the animation, you can see how when we push down on the capsule, you get an opposite anterior extension reaction. And here you can see how in the surgery, the surgeon was pressing down on the anterior capsule rather than just pulling it, and it become more and more going to the anterior side, which might end up with extension because this is the opposite and equal force direction. And in this animation, you can see the reaction of each force you are going to make and the direction of it, the right and the wrong. Following these four rules, now you can finish your Rexes completely with confidence, and this will be reproducible every time you make a Rexes. Thanks for watching.